Well, hello, American Farmsteaders. This is Jenny with the Gramstead Family Farm. And of course, I am here with my friend Donna from Hazelbell Farm.
Yes.
And we're glad to be back this week. We took last week off.
Yeah.
Because life is insane.
It was. It is.
It is. And we needed to catch our breath. So,
yeah.
Not that this week is any less busy, but we're glad to be back.
Yeah.
Today we are actually going to talk a little bit about homesteading and what that means and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But first, I want to know what's going on your farm this week. What are you doing this week?
Did you miss me?
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I know. We've been so busy.
Yeah.
We had a big party, and so for that we, had to get everything in tip-top shape.
Right.
Which it wasn't, but it was as good as we can get it in the time allowed. But yeah, we've been crazy busy. We've been trying to adjust farm life for inflation. And so that means making some changes in feed.
Yes.
And making some changes in our herd.
Yes.
So we sold some animals.
Mm-hmm.
When all is said and done, we will have gone. We had 13 cows just 2 weeks ago. I have one more I need to sell, and 2 that go to butcher this year. We're looking to keep just 4.
Yes.
Just 4. So 2 dairy girls, 2 beef girls. And then we'll raise their calves,
right,
for beef mostly, or to sell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a big change. So we're looking at like 2/3 of our herd to be, or actually 3/4 of our herd to be gone.
Yeah, that's a huge savings.
Yeah.
When it comes to the cost of hay.
Yes. Well, so hay, we were just talking before we started recording. Decent hay was just $60 a couple of months ago.
Yep.
And you could kind of like drive a little further if you wanted to get it for $50, or make a deal with a farmer and he'd bring you a few rolls at a time for maybe $45.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at $100 a roll right now, depending on where you buy it from. You could get $85, but I paid $100 for a roll of hay last week.
It's crazy, and I mean, you're lucky to have that last a week.
It does not.
Well, with 13 cows, you were probably doing
3 rolls a week.
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 rolls a week. Yeah. So we were making changes. Now that was when we had no grass at all. Mm-hmm. So grass is coming in.
Yeah.
It seems late, but I feel like our dry season is hanging on late for us.
Yeah, it really is. It's really dry. We really need some rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People keep getting these amazing downpours I see on social media locally. They're not hitting my farm. They're missing the grass that I need the rain to come to.
We've had a couple, but it hasn't touched it.
Yeah.
It's dry.
It's very dry. It's a little bit crunchy out there. So with a smaller herd, we're hopeful that this is a manageable size, that we can realistically keep a small sacrifice space. I call it that. I mean, that's kind of what it's called in the regenerative grazing field. But to keep them in one small space, to keep them off of the other fields long enough to be able to seed with a good summer blend, and until the rainy season hits anyways, and that it gets growing. And so they can just stay on hay and whatever grass grows on that one section of one field, and keep them off of everything else.
Yes.
So, and then when we start moving them as it grows, then that'll keep them off of each field longer to give it a better chance to grow back. So that's our plan. That has always been our plan.
Right. Just getting there and achieving that. It takes a lot of work.
It does. And we were doing it, but the cost of doing even that have just skyrocketed. So we had to shift gears, and that's what we're doing.
Well, and that's kind of how it is with homesteading and farming. I think you're always having to shift the gears and kind of roll with the punches, because you never know what's going to happen. So you have to be flexible, that's for sure.
We were also looking at offering like a little mini CSA this spring and summer with, our vegetables and and a little, maybe add in some bread and eggs and things like that. And now the way food prices are and the way it looks like food prices are going to continue to go, we're just putting up food. So I'd rather put my energy into teaching others how to grow food. I love to do that anyways. So I think we need to brainstorm some more classes.
Yeah, we totally do.
We totally do.
Yeah, we totally do. You know, we've done farm bags, produce bags, in the years past, and this year I think is the first year that we are not going to do that. One, because like you said, we're putting up more food, but two, my garden.
Don't look so defeated. I feel you though.
But I mean, you know, and the garden's been rough this year, and I was going back and, you know, because I was thinking like, I should be like in full swing harvest. Like I should be getting squash and zucchini. I should be picking tomatoes by now.
We should be in the tail end of those things. Yeah.
Especially cherry tomatoes. Like, I mean,
I know.
I should be getting a lot of cherry tomatoes by now, and I'm not.
I'm not getting any.
I'm picking like one or two. I picked one cucumber the other day. But I mean, I am getting some stuff. I'm getting a ton of really good strawberries. They are ridiculously good.
Yum.
And I'm getting a ton of green beans. My zipper peas are starting to come in, and my black beans are just now starting to flower. So
Yay.
I think the beans are going to save the day.
Good. Well, there's always something every year. There's always one thing that really shines.
Yes.
So it'll be your beans this
Yeah,
year.
this year it's for the beans. So I was looking back on my Facebook page, back at photos, trying to figure out like, when am I usually harvesting this stuff? Because I'm really feeling like it should already be happening. And started looking back at pictures and realized that this is the 7th year that I have gardened this plot of land. And it was like a truck hit me. It was like, oh, now I get it.
So elaborate for those who don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. So in the Bible, it clearly states that on your 7th year you are supposed to let that plot of land rest. Just like Sunday is the day of rest. The 7th year of gardening is supposed to be the year that you let that plot rest. And I think that the good Lord,
he might know better,
has made it, yes, and he has made it just difficult enough to make it obvious enough to me, to where I'm like, wait a second, what's going on? Something must be going on here.
Yeah.
It's bad enough to get my attention to go, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
So
it seems like you've had extra bug pressure,
extra bugs,
extra disease,
very low yields.
Yeah.
Except for my beans.
Go beans, go.
Go beans, go. So I've been putting up a lot of beans this week. So yeah, I don't think we're going to do produce bags this summer.
Right.
Because I don't think I'll have the produce.
Right.
And I want to make sure that we've got whatever we do grow on our shelves.
Right. I agree. Yeah. I even have stuff that didn't do well for us this year. My potatoes and onions didn't do well, and my carrots, I just didn't plant enough carrots was the thing. So I've been buying produce in bulk from the local little farmers market, and very pleased to do so because it's been cheap.
Yep.
And just like your harvest, though, it comes in bulk. And I bought all of these things at the same time. So I've been very, very busy putting up potatoes and onions and carrots. Oh my. Thankfully, though, those things are like what I want in a good stew. And so I've also been doing project freezer clean out.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I've got some turkey stew, some beef stew, and things like that already ready, put on the shelf. If the power goes out, I know I'm not going to lose it.
Yeah.
It's also the start of hurricane season this week for us.
Yes, it is.
And so when we are threatened with a storm barreling down the track coming straight through, I'm not going to be so concerned about buying canned foods this year.
No, we are not going to be the crazy ones at the grocery store.
No. We'll be getting our gas for our generators, that's for sure.
That's right.
But,
taking all 15 gas cans.
Yeah, but we're getting to where our little shelf-stable stockpile is nice.
Yeah.
Feel comfortable.
It's so fun to put it on the shelf and to see it on the shelf.
Yeah.
And it's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's way prettier than grocery store stuff.
Oh my gosh, all of it is. I mean, well, looking in the jars, of course, is prettier than your tin cans with a picture
with
label.
the picture.
But even the food, like when you open those tin cans, the food that comes out of your glass jars is so much prettier and more vibrant. And I've been doing mushrooms, and because like the whole supply chain thing where it's the most random things that you can't find.
That you can't get, yeah.
Right. So canned mushrooms was one of those things.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I talked about that before or not. But anyways, we're canning them and they taste so much better.
Yes, I am definitely going to get some of those mushrooms.
Yeah.
I'm going to do like a mushroom onion thing because I've got I did
Yeah.
have good onions that came out of my garden.
Good.
A lot. About the same amount there that you bought from the
My ginormous
from the
bag.
farmer's market. Yeah. So I'm going to do a mushroom onion thing because Tori loves to have mushrooms and onions with his steaks.
Us too.
And I never get that on the table. So I thought, well, if I just make a whole bunch of jars of
If
it,
it's
we
done
can just
ahead of
open it up.
time, you just
Yeah.
open it and heat it. Yeah, in the pan.
So easy.
Yeah, it is easy.
So I'm going to hit up the farmer's market. I'm debating on whether or not I want to get corn.
Oh, I bought corn a few weeks ago.
Did
and it
you?
was very good. I just froze it though.
You froze it.
I did.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'll regret buying a whole bulk order of it because it said it was 53 ears. And I'm just envisioning myself, do I really want to shug 53 ears
I
of
didn't
corn?
shuck.
You
No,
didn't.
I froze them whole on the
You
cob.
did?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
blanched and,
Okay.
so boiling water for like a minute,
Okay.
ice water in the sink, and then I did 4. We're a family of 4, so I did 4 in a bag. If
Okay.
we want to cook more, then we'll take out 2 bags.
Okay. I was debating on cutting it off of the cob and canning it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if I would regret that decision.
It's good.
I'm sure it's good.
I would prefer it that way because then it's not in the freezer and it's already
Yeah.
cooked. But I can't.
I know.
I just can't. Like my pressure canner is running nonstop this week, and I kind of want to cry a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It'll be good though. Once you're done, you'll have everything on the shelf.
yeah. And that's something that you can pull out of the freezer, let it thaw, shuck it if you want to shuck it, and then can it.
And do it later.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you had
I
to.
feel like you're trying to talk me into this.
You should get corn. You should get corn. So, well, what else is going on with your homestead, and how can we segue?
Well, we are
Smooth,
working on reducing our herd as well. With
Are
the cows.
you?
Well, I mean, we had, I've got a butcher appointment for 2 cows August 1st, and then I've got another one
Wait,
in October sometime.
You got a 2-in-1?
I got, on August 1st.
Oh man,
I've got an appointment for 2 cows.
wow.
So I moved 2 of my old ladies up front, the ones that the bull has been trying to breed over and over and over
But
again.
they keep cycling back.
I finally moved them up front to get them away from him. So we need to pregnancy test those girls.
Yeah.
Once we get to that, 35-day mark? Yeah. So I need to figure out when that is. It should be coming up sometime soon. Because if they're not, those are going to be the 2 that go.
Yeah.
As sweet as they are very sweet. They're so docile, but I can't just keep them if they're just going to be lawn ornaments.
Right.
Because of the price of feed and the
Right.
price of hay. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just ridiculous. So, we don't have a whole bunch of land. If I had a whole bunch of land and I could just put them out on some grass somewhere, I'd probably keep them, but I can't do that.
Yeah,
So,
that was our first attempt, was looking at leasing a little plot from a friend who has a lot of land.
right.
And we've kept cows there before. We've taken cows there to be bred before by his bulls. And so that was our first option. But the more we thought about it, the more we thought, well, prices aren't coming down anytime soon. They'd have to stay there for a long time.
Yeah.
We're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
We're just not going to do it. So.
Yeah. So I've got those 2 that will be leaving in August. Some 2. I mean, I don't want to say I hope they're not pregnant because that would be cool if they were pregnant and we could get a couple more calves out of them. But
Right.
2 need to go because it's expensive.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you end up only having one
You
to
have one that
go,
needs to go.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Well, and then so the other thing is, I've always said, people want to ask frequently, like, how can you do that? We've talked about that here is, how can you butcher the animals that you take care of, that you feed,
Yeah.
that you loved? And, my answer is always, well, I don't treat them any differently than I treat the animals I'm going to keep.
No.
But you, as you'd like to say, they get to serve their purpose.
Yeah.
And so we always know their purpose when they come on the farm.
Yes, that helps.
It
I
does.
think when you
It
bring them
does.
on, it does help to know
Yeah.
what the point is.
Yeah. That said, I do have a milk cow who is a very beefy milk cow. And we've attempted AI twice with her.
Okay.
She's not taken.
Okay.
I don't want to put any more money into her, and she's very expensive. And so I've posted her for sale. If she does not sell, I'm going to fatten her up, and I will probably take her for processing. That is the only way I can justify mathematically to not break the bank on one cow.
Yeah.
And bring some peace back here to the financial drama that the farm might have during inflation times. And I don't know. I mean, I've always said no, because that's not her purpose. Her purpose is to be a milk cow. But if she's not going to be a milk cow, she's going to have to be a beef cow. So, and they actually are pretty good beef cows too. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
So if you're thinking about starting a homestead, these are all some fun real life current events.
That's right.
That we're dealing with. Yeah, it is. It's not, there's that saying, if you, how does that go? If you want your kids, or if you don't want your kids to spend all their money on drugs, teach them to be a farmer. They won't have any money to spend anyways. Or something like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's some truth to that.
There's definitely some truth to that. I'm feeling it. So.
Yeah. So, homesteading, what exactly does that mean?
Yeah, we've
When you
touched
think
on
about
that here too
homesteading.
before. I always say it's a state of mind. It's it's producing more than consuming,
Yeah.
or at least attempting that.
Yeah.
At least attempting that. So, if you're not going to call yourself a homesteader currently, and that's something that you strive to want to do, look at the things that you are consuming. What are you spending your money on? And is there a way that you can make that yourself, or grow it yourself, or raise it yourself, or somehow get creative, creative to produce it? And that to me is the mindset of homesteading.
Yeah. Or maybe even do without that item, and eat more seasonally.
Being a little more frugal in the grocery budget.
That's
that
right.
way. Yeah, eating seasonally for sure.
Eating seasonally is huge. And the last couple of days, I've had slices of cucumber on my sandwiches and strawberries with my lunch. And I'm like, man, I wish I could eat like this all year long.
In February.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is. We're in squash and zucchini land right now, and my guys are kind of tired of it, but guess what's for dinner? But, I started thinking about, there's a reason that God brings those things forward in our location in this season. And, whatever the minerals are and the content of those fruits and vegetables that we're able to get right now, we must need it.
Yes.
We're sweating a lot. We must need the electrolytes and
right.
in the fruit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I sound like a crazy person.
No.
I don't know. I have to research that. But yeah, that to me, use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without.
That's right.
That's something my grandfather used to say.
Yes. That right there, I think, has a lot to do with a homesteader's world.
Yeah.
I know that anytime we go to do a new project, we're always looking around. What do we have? What do we have that we can use? What do we have on hand?
Right.
To continue using it up.
So with that comes a stash of stuff.
Oh my gosh. Isn't there a stash of stuff?
Yeah. It's, but it's not, It's not hoarding, is it?
Well, I used to get really aggravated. Tori likes to keep like a lot of different things. Like he would bring stuff home from the job site, and it would be like just these random things, you
Like,
know.
what are you gonna
And
do
I'm
with
like,
that?
right, what are you going to do with it? And he's like, I don't know. I mean, we'll
You
save
never
it.
know.
We might need it one day, you know,
Right.
that type of a thing. And it really used to get under my skin until we moved to the property that we're at now and have had to build that up from the ground up.
Yeah.
With nothing there.
Yeah.
You know, all of those random poles and, you know, scraps of wood and
Yeah. Yeah.
random things, they all come in handy now. I
Right.
mean, anytime I'm working on anything, I always take a stroll through the barn first and see let's
right.
see what we can find in here to use.
That's right.
Because we darn for sure don't want to go to the store at this point and have to buy something that is unnecessary.
Yeah. Keeping it organized is another matter. And if we can do that, then it doesn't bother me so much. I'm actually not much of a
Yeah.
keeper of stuff when it comes to like the household, or I don't hang on to memorabilia of, you know, the kids, every little
Right.
drawing, you know, like I'm not that person. I throw it away.
Yeah.
I need it for mental clarity to not have clutter. But when it comes to the homestead stuff, I'm definitely the keeper.
Yeah.
But
And as long as it's organized.
it has to be neatly
It's gotta
stacked.
be, yes.
Yeah. Let's put all the rolls of barbed wire together, please.
Like things with like things.
Yes. Yes.
Which is also huge when it comes to homesteading. Because I mean, I can't tell you how much time I have spent walking around looking for something that I need because something's not organized.
I know. It's because more than one person is in that stuff.
It like takes longer than the whole project just finding the materials
It's
that
so
you
frustrating,
need.
though. It's so frustrating.
That is very frustrating. You know, and I think this kind of goes along with that. I think another super important thing about homesteading is learning how to do these projects yourself.
Skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, skilling up all the time.
Yeah, you know, learn a new tool. You know, learn simple construction. Although I really have a hard time keeping things square. I'm not.
I just don't care.
I'm not the best at making things square, but I can
try.
I try.
I try my hardest, and when it doesn't come out square, I'm like, oh well, it still works. Until my guys see it, and they may fix it for me, they may not.
Right.
We have a situation right now keeping things square. So we built these chicken tractors a couple years ago at our last property. So they've been moved. They've been dragged around pastures for I don't know how many times. So we have these little bitty chicks. I mean, we have some Cornish cross meat chicks that are not little bitty, but I have some little bitties that came in at the
Okay.
same time that are egg layers
Okay.
in the same tractor. And something's not square, something's not sitting right, and there's a little gap beneath one of the bottom boards of the tractor, and the little birds can get out.
They get right
And
under it.
yeah, they get right under, and then even like they have figured this out. So even when I think it sits right, when I move them and I check everything and I don't see a gap, they scratch at it right where they know.
They know.
Yeah, they know. They just scratch a little bit and they duck on out. So yeah, keeping things square is important on the homestead. But that's one of those like headaches that I'm dealing with right now.
Well, and I think across the board with homesteading, go ahead and expect challenges.
Oh yeah,
You know,
every day.
every day there's going to be something that rears its head that you really have to put your mind on and really think about, and how can we do this differently, and is there a better way? And so I think that's a huge part of homesteading,
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Yeah, and being able to roll with the punches when those challenges come up, because they don't come up with an announcement.
No, they don't.
No, the announcement was the phone call yesterday. Hey, all of your chicks are out in the field. I was like, crap.
Mine the other day was, hey, I think you have 3 sheep in your neighbor's yard. Oh, okay.
Okay. On it.
Well, and that was my fault because I moved the sheep, and I set up the portable electric netting only on 3 sides because I had 5-strand barbed wire on the 4th side, which is the neighbor's 5-strand barbed wire. And of course, the smallest sheep, they thought the grass was greener over there.
Right.
So they made their way through the barbed wire fence.
Oh.
But, that was my fault.
Yeah.
I should have set up the 4th line.
Well, hey, learning moment, right?
Right. So what do? You go over there and get the sheep back, and then you set up the 4th line.
That's right.
So
No matter what else is going on.
That's right.
That's the thing.
It's like drop what you're doing because this is what you have to deal with right now. It doesn't really matter what else is going on.
Right. Right.
Unless it's like a kid emergency.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. You have to get on it.
Yeah. So the challenges are always there.
Yeah, we have somewhat of an outline here, and I like this in big, bold letters to keep things simple.
Oh my gosh, keep things simple. Gardening especially does not have to be complicated.
Right.
You don't need the fancy gadgets. I mean, God created it to grow right out of the ground.
Right.
Like raised beds are not required, although they're beautiful.
Right.
But they're not required.
Right.
It took me a long time to put in raised beds in my garden. I mean, I guess it took me 6 years because this is the first year that I've had raised beds. And, I always thought, I don't need them. And I didn't need them.
Right.
But I put them in and they're so pretty and I love them.
Real quick, I'll address a question I get frequently is because my raised beds have metal sides. Yours do too.
Yep.
And so I often, and we're in Florida where the sun is like living on the sun. And I often am asked, doesn't your soil get too hot for those plants? And I've never had that problem. I mean, they don't look any worse than the in-ground garden plants on a hot day, honestly.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've never had any issues with that. I mean,
if you're not watering, then maybe.
Well, and I kind of almost think that, I mean, in a way, because my raised beds are maybe 24 inches tall, but only have 12 inches of soil in them. So that soil actually gets some shade.
Right.
So, I mean, in a sense, there's, a large part of my raised bed gets shaded. And so I would think it would almost be cooler. But, I mean, I don't think like the metal heats up and warms the soil that much.
I don't think it's enough to make a difference. Now, it might be enough to make a difference in the early spring and late winter when you're starting seeds, and that would be a good thing.
That would be a good thing, yeah.
Where the ground is still...
Right, the ground is still
We don't
too
get
cold.
like a frost. We don't get like a permafrost or a frozen ground here. But yeah, you want your ground temps to be a certain temperature before you're sowing those summer seeds.
Yeah.
So that may help there. I don't know. I don't think it makes a difference.
I don't think it makes much of a difference. But then again, I mean, I've never like actually taken soil temperatures in the ground or in a raised bed. No, just put the seeds in.
Put the seeds in. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Yeah,
keeping it simple is huge. I mean, there's just no reason to overcomplicate things.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So where does somebody start if they want a homestead? Where would you recommend?
Well, I mean, where's your interest at? What kind of space do you have, And I don't think that, I mean, homesteading can be done on any scale. You could live in a neighborhood and just have a little backyard and still consider yourself a homesteader. So I guess it just depends on the person, really.
Right.
But I mean, I would say start small.
Start small, for sure.
Pick one thing that you're comfortable growing and grow it.
Right.
Every year, try to grow something new.
Yeah.
Pick
one skill.
One skill.
And work on it.
One thing at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've always been big on adding just one new thing a year. And, here we are 7 years in on this property and there's a lot going on, but
even before you were there at that property, you were learning skills at your other homes.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had a miniature aquaponics system set up in my kitchen at my last house.
I remember that. It was cool.
It was cool.
It was very cool.
That was so much fun. And, doing that small system set me up for my bigger system, which I would really love to get functioning again.
Yeah.
It's just finding the time to do it.
Yeah.
Like
everything else.
It's just one of those cool projects. It's not like, a necessity project.
Well, you're not going to survive on it, right?
No.
No. No. And I think that's a big misconception about homesteading that people have, is that, oh, well, you have to be like off grid and completely self-sufficient. Well, that's not going to happen for anybody, even the off grid people. Like, they're still buying salt, you know?
Right.
Occasionally you see one crazy person who wants to go collect the salt from the ocean and you know, deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. I want to buy salt to cure my meat if I'm going to cure my meat.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the thing. Start small, one thing at a time.
Yeah, start small and think about what your family wants or needs. You know, what does your family enjoy eating?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of protein does your family enjoy eating that you could maybe start dabbling in?
Right.
You know,
our small scale protein podcast is our number one downloaded podcast by
Really?
far.
Nice.
It's way more than all the rest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I always tell people to get in the kitchen.
Yeah.
If you want to start homesteading, you better learn how to cook.
Yep.
And that goes along with that eating seasonally. And
Yes,
learning
eating seasonally, cooking from scratch.
Yeah, because you're not growing boxed food. And,
No.
you know, you're not growing meals, you're growing ingredients.
No. At this point, the only thing boxed I ever make is for my kids.
Right.
Like if they want macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Or pastaroni or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Rice-a-roni.
Right. Yeah. I try to buy that stuff like to have for like emergency food storage on the shelf.
Right.
And they keep eating it.
Yeah.
Like they prepare it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I guess you love it.
Yeah. But, you know, outside of that, I mean.
But even, you know, you could learn how to make those things if they, you
Absolutely.
know, if they like that cheap pack of Alfredo noodles, then learn how to make Alfredo sauce yourself with ingredients.
Yeah.
And then, you know, one day you might just get yourself a cow and learn how to make the cheese to make the Alfredo sauce.
It's a slippery slope.
It is a slippery slope.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, I say to get started on any scale, big or small, figure out what your family likes and go from there, one thing at a time. Mm-hmm. But I think it's important to, like, especially when you're thinking about like setting up your homestead, put things where they make sense. Put things where they flow.
Right.
You know, where you can create a routine and a plan of making your rounds
every day
to where it
or
makes
every week
sense,
or every month. Yeah, whatever it is.
To cut down, I always think, how can I do this in as few steps as possible? How can I set it up as few steps as possible? Because regardless, there's still going to be a lot of steps.
Right. Well, yeah, there's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. But yeah, try to cut down on the back and forth. And, you know, the things that need the most attention need to be the closest to the house.
Yeah, that's an important principle in permaculture.
Yeah.
And so there's things that you need to see every day. They need to be close to the house.
Yes.
The things that you need to see every week can be a little further out. And
Yeah.
every month, even further. I say that except for pigs. Put those as far away from the house as you can.
Pigs need a lot of attention, but they need to be far, far away.
Yeah, get yourself a side by side and ride on out.
That's right. Because you don't want that stink by the house.
No.
That's too much.
We have been in situations where we had a pig close to the house, and it's not fun. It is not fun.
No, it's really not. You know, and as far as animals go in general on homesteads, always do your fences before
First.
you bring in your animals. And I mean, I've done it. I've brought animals onto our farm and not had a proper pen for them. And I just committed to buying that. I don't even have a pen for that.
I better figure that out.
Right. You know, and then you're scrambling and then you're setting up something temporary, which really is just causing yourself more problems in the long
Or
run.
money. Yeah, headache.
You
time.
know, so fencing is a huge thing on homesteading, and it's never done.
No, it always has to be checked.
There's always fencing happening.
It always has to be repaired or upgraded or added to or I don't know. We're always dealing with fence.
We are too.
Always. And we have decent fence.
Yeah.
It's not like we have shoddy fence. We
Right.
have decent fence, but we're always, you know, we separated when we sold 3 cows last night. We separated them yesterday. from the dairy girls who are to stay, or from the other girls who are to stay, I should say, and they didn't like being separated. And it wasn't like we pinned them; they just were in an adjacent field, and they saw the rest of the herd wandering off to the faraway field, and they wanted to go.
They wanted to go,
and we watched them trying the fence, trying to find the low spot. Where are they going to try and jump over? So it's like maybe we should pin them just overnight. We didn't have to. We just gave them a little extra food. But, that's the kind of thing that you have to keep in mind is there's always something, there's always a challenge to have to deal with, like you said. There's always something that you have to figure out, Johnny on the spot. How am I going to fix this situation?
Yes. Yeah. And, sometimes, as a female, you might be there by yourself and you might have to figure this out before your husband comes home.
Yeah. Sometimes that just means throwing extra food at an animal so it stays put.
Right.
In my world. But, we can't afford that anymore. So
no.
I'm joking. I know I'm joking. No, but yeah, you do. You have to figure it out on your own. So if that means learning how to get some tools out and repair a fence while you distract an animal over there with feed, then go for it.
Yeah. And hopefully the barn's organized enough where you can find the materials
in a timely manner. Before she runs through the fence.
So there's always challenges. There's always going to be hard work, but there's always going to be the fruits of your labor.
So rewarding.
It's so rewarding. Like as hard as the work is, as long and hot as the days are, it is so nice to be getting stuff off of your own homestead to be able to feed your family.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what makes it all worth it. I mean, that's really when it boils down to it. That's really why we do what we do. Because that homegrown food, I had a doctor's appointment today. And, you fill out all the little forms and whatnot. They ask you every question under the sun. And then you sit down with the nurse. And then the nurse proceeds to ask you those same questions that you just filled out on your form. And she's asking me, are you on a special diet? And I said, I'm on a homegrown food diet.
There you go. There you go.
And she just stopped and she looked at me and she was like, I like it.
That's right. I am. If I can grow it, I can eat it.
That's right. I'm on a homegrown food diet. That's what I do.
That's funny. You probably stopped her in her tracks.
Yeah. Well, they stopped me on my tracks this morning too, because I got on their scale and it said I weighed 126 pounds. And I was like, ma'am, your scale is really wrong. Because I do not weigh 126 pounds. And they're like, what? Really? I'm like, yeah, it's like, I weigh 150 pounds. Like, it's way off.
How was it so off?
I don't know. They moved it away from the wall and it was a digital scale. And they picked it up and set it down. And then I stepped back on it and it was correct.
Oh, weird.
But I was like, I wonder how many people they've weighed wrong today.
Oh, and that's how they
right, dose your medicine.
Prescribe.
And,
yeah. Oops. Oops.
So yeah.
What else? I like I said, I always say get in the kitchen and learn how to cook. That's my number one skill. I feel like every homesteader needs to have. No matter what else you're doing, you're going to need to learn how to cook it. Because at the end of the day, everything we do centers around food.
It does.
Our lives center around food. And
cooking food that's fresh. I mean, it's a learned skill.
It is.
It is a learned skill. I mean, harvesting stuff so it doesn't spoil.
And how to keep it.
How to keep it.
How to preserve it.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot to learn.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So, I would say even if you're starting small, those are the kind of things that you need to start learning.
Yeah.
Like maybe you're not growing enough food to preserve your own food, but you can dang for sure go to the farmer's market like we're doing on the stuff that we're not getting bulk.
Right.
Buy bulk, bring it home, can it, learn how to do it. It's not hard.
No.
It is not hard.
Look on YouTube.
I know.
I've self-learned everything pretty much through YouTube.
Right.
I have a few good books.
Yeah.
But I'm I gotta do it to learn it kind of person. And so see it, hear it, feel it, do it, all of that.
I've got a few good books, but I keep the good books for times in emergency. Like,
Yeah.
if we don't have power for an extended period of time, I need to be able to reference.
Cooking over an open fire.
Right.
Right. That is different than cooking in your oven.
Right.
It for sure is. So with that, I say keep a well-stocked pantry of commodity things, and that's your salt and flour and rice and things that you're going to purchase in bulk that you're not necessarily going to ever be able to grow on your property. Maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you live somewhere where wheat is abundant. That's not the case here. That's not the case here. But yeah, keeping those, also jars.
Jars, yes.
And canning lids, buying them when I see them in stock. Depending on where you shop and what time of year it is, you might have them and you might not.
And you might not.
So yeah, getting a few extra jars when you see them so that you have them when you need them. Good fats is another one. Broth. So maybe you don't know how to make broth. Buy you a few cartons or cans of broth and then learn how to make broth and can it yourself.
Yeah, bone broth is so incredibly easy to make. Yes.
And so good when it's homemade.
Good.
Yeah.
I made some spicy bone broth the last time
Ooh.
I made it. I put some red pepper flakes in it.
Yum.
It is so good.
Yum.
It's ridiculous. But we like anything spicy, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You do. You guys do.
Yeah.
We don't like super spicy. A little bit of spice.
So homestead, just the word homestead itself, what does it start with?
Home.
Where are you going to be at?
You're going to have to be there.
Home.
You're going to have to be home. That's not to say that if you have a full-time job, you can't homestead. You can certainly figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but there are times where if I were not home when when something happened, when a crisis came, then, I wouldn't be home to discover, and it could have been a lot worse when I did get home.
Yeah.
So.
And, home enough to get the stuff done.
Right.
That needs to be done.
Right. But you can, you can survive during your 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, getting just the bare minimum done in the mornings and in the evenings. But come Saturday and Sunday, you're going to be exhausted and you're going to have like a reboot of the things that really, really need to get done.
Yeah.
That didn't get done through your just minimum getting done.
Yes.
Have a way with words there, don't I? So we have certain things. If we're in a rush to leave the property on a morning, oh, God help us. Just the minimum is getting done. So everybody gets food and water. Everybody's safe.
Right.
But we're not like scrubbing out chicken waters.
No, you're just
we're
topping
not
off.
filling feed bins. I'm not walking fences. I'm just trusting and hoping that everybody's good.
That everything's good.
Yeah. So just putting my eyes on all the animals, topping off feed and water. If you are keeping a milking animal and you're exclusively milking, you don't have a kid or a lamb or a calf to take care of it, you're going to have to do that. I have I have the bare minimum things that have to happen, and then I have the regular things that, that can wait until the afternoon if I need it to. So
yeah, wait until the evening.
Yeah. Vacations are few and far between.
They are, and if you do want to take a vacation, you really need to make sure you've got a good farm sitter.
Yeah.
And
keep it short and simple.
And have that farm sitter, around periodically so they really know what's going on.
It's hard to trust somebody to take care of your farm.
It really is. We have a couple of different people that we use because we love to go camping. Mm-hmm. We love to get away for the weekend, even if it's just 2 or 3 days. We love to do that. So we've got a couple different people that we use. And this last time, I've had this teenager come to the farm to volunteer. She's trying to collect hours to apply to a zoo school. And she needs like 100 hours of volunteer on a farm. And so she's at the farm every couple of weeks. She comes over for just a couple hours at a time, but she's really learned a lot since she's been there. Mm-hmm. And so this time, I usually have an adult farm sit for us. But this past weekend we went camping, and I asked her if she wanted to farmstead for us. And their family likes to camp as well, and they live in a neighborhood with a small yard, and so they brought their whole camper. And they basically had a camping trip in my backyard.
At the grandstand. That's cool.
Yeah, and so her younger girls really like to work in the garden, so they piddled around in my garden.
Cool.
And everybody got fed and taken care of, and they did a really great job.
Good.
So, I'd say if you want to be a homesteader and you still like taking vacations, find a family that you trust that loves to camp and have them camp at your farm.
That's cool. It's a good idea.
Because people that don't live on farms and they're interested in that, that's really interesting for them. Like, they're like, yes, that's like a vacation for them, even though it was like a ton of work for them.
It is so much work, but it's an enjoyable work.
Yes.
And it is rewarding, and if they do enjoy it. I have my issue is milking, and so if I am trying to get away and I have an animal in milk, it's always cows for it. We did goats for a little bit, but if I have a cow in milk without a calf to nurse, if we have a calf, I can just leave the calf with mama if it's old enough to take all the milk, and I can do that for a couple days and get by and be okay. I don't want to do that for too long. Getting her out of her routine is not good.
Right.
She'll start to hold back her cream again. And anyways, so if I don't have a calf with her, then I have a great farm sitter down the road, and she has milking goats.
Nice.
And so she's familiar with milking. She's milked with me there. And then she's come and milked without me several times. And our agreement is, you come and milk my cow, you get to keep the milk.
Yeah.
And so she goes home with the milk and plays with it and does all the fun things with cow milk that she might not get to do with goat milk. And it works for both of us. And so also be willing to be the farm sitter. So if they have an emergency or they want to take a short vacation, I go and farm sit for them.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to milk her goats. I'm willing to feed all of her animals. And so we do that back and forth, so that we're not stuck paying a farm sitter on top of the expense of taking a vacation. Because it's not cheap.
Yeah.
And so, it has to be somebody you can trust.
It totally does.
Yeah.
It totally does.
They're going to do a good job and all that. Not just like trusting somebody at your home. I don't mean it like that. I mean like somebody who knows animals. Yeah. Not just some like dog sitter.
Right.
Hey, I'll stay at your house. I don't feel like that's going to work out.
Yeah. It's really somebody that needs to really be familiar with your place. So once you find that,
hang on to them.
Hang on to it.
Appreciate them for sure.
Yeah.
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 So I think that's all I have to offer. How about you?
Yeah, I would say that's about it. And, don't let all of the work and all of the challenges and like all of our, challenging things that we talk about with it, like deter you.
It's a little bit of a venting session sometimes, I think. So don't let that scare you.
Don't let that scare you. Just know that it's real. Know that there are going to be challenges and it's going to be hard work, but like the reward is so sweet.
It is so good.
And you will be so spoiled by all the fruits of all of your hard work. So I just encourage y'all to, pick one thing.
Pick one thing.
Pick one thing. Start with that. Start small. Think big.
Yeah. And learn while you dream.
Learn while you dream. Yep.
So on that note, we hope you enjoyed the show and you will join us again next week. We haven't asked for any reviews, but I'm understanding that we need to. Okay. So, if you enjoyed the show, if you wouldn't mind leaving us a great 5-star review, and that kind of tells the algorithms to, hey, recommend this show to people.
Okay. So, I did not know about that.
Yeah.
And so people can do that on like iTunes or Apple or Spotify or... Okay, so it's kind of like giving a like on YouTube.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, we enjoyed talking with you guys this week. We will see you next week.
Sounds good. Bye.